どうも、勝手に電力2.0で始めたいと思います。今日は1249回目というところで、実際にこのインドネシアの中でですね、太陽光の取り組みってどんなことがいろいろされているのかみたいな、ちょっと2022年度の取り組みだとか、いろいろ見てみるところでいいかなというところで、Accelerating Low Carbon Energy Transition ということで、実際に低炭素のエネルギーをどうやってトランジション移行していくのかみたいなところをちょっと見てみたいなと思ってますと。で、Where the assurance of Presidential Regulation Number 120-2022 accelerates the energy transition in 2022実際にこの大統領令ってやつですね、2022年112号というところが、実際にこのエネルギートランジションを進めたのか、加速させたのか、みたいなところですね。Discussions of the new renewable energy bill rencana undang-undang energi baru terbarukan still adds color to the energy transition in 2022. The bill was changed to the new energy and renewable energy bill, energi terbarukan when reaches the harmonization stage at the Indonesian parliament in the March 2022. However, this name change seems to strengthen the position of the new energy, causing the EBAT bill ineffective and confusing, especially with the inclusion of coal derived products feature fossil energy. Until the end of 2022, the Indonesian parliament still gave no response to the inclusion of fossil energy in the RUU EBAT. The policy on the use of rooftop solar PV, which was initially well received by industry players, was actually not implemented properly due to PNN's unilateral decision to apply restrictions. After the issuance of MEMR regulation of 26/2021 in August 2021, the good provisions contained in that regulation turned out to be not fully achieved with the circulation of PLN's internal memorandum in April 2022 that limits the installation of rooftop solar PV to the maximum of 15% of capacity. 実は、この契約電力の15%しか太陽光の余力を受けないということは、実際100キロワットの契約電力があったときには15キロの太陽光しか受けないという、もう恐ろしいような、実際に、条例があって、ほぼ太陽光なんて置ける感じしないようなところになってましたと。Meanwhile, in the same month, as many as 31 enterprises declared the development of 2.3 gigawatt cumulative rooftop solar PV project in 2022 and 2023, and the plan to build a factory to produce rooftop solar PV supporting components in Indonesia at the 2022 Indonesia Solar Summit organized by ISR in collaboration with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. The energy crisis that hits Europe as a result of the Russia-Ukraine conflict is also felt in Indonesia. In June 2022, the reference coal price, harga batubara Aceh, HBA, skyrocketed to an all-time high of USD 342 per ton. The Institute of Essential Service Reform (IESR) also voices an urge for the government to immediately prepare an energy transition mechanism to deal with a similar crisis, which may be more severe in the future. In September 2022, Indonesia submitted an increase in the target of greenhouse gas emission reduction in the enhanced NDC as the country was welcoming the United Nations Climate Change Conference (COP27). Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, the target of greenhouse gas GHG emission reduction in 2030 increases from 29% to 31.89% with the country's own efforts, and from 41% and 43.2% with international assistance. However, to achieve this target, there is no change in the renewable energy mix target. The renewable energy mix target remains at least 23% in 2025 and at least 31% in 2050. In the transportation sector, the government encouraged adoption of electric vehicles in order to reduce GHG emissions and save fuel. This effort is supported by the issuance of Presidential Regulation Number 7, 2022 in September 2022 on the use of battery electric vehicle as operational service vehicle and/or personal service vehicle for central government agencies and regional governments. In the same month, the government again issued Presidential Revision from 112/2022 on the acceleration of renewable energy development for the provision of electricity. The presidential regulation also regulates phase-out coal-fired power plants operation time According to Indonesia's declaration at the Global Call to Clean Power Transition (COP26) in Glasgow. However, there is no special momentum related to Indonesia transition during the COP27 event in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. In 2022, Indonesia seemed to fully focus in its leadership in the G20. As a result, Indonesia had managed to attract $20 billion of international funding in the Just Energy Transition Partnership (JTP) agreement over the next 3 to 5 years. JTP's targets include accelerating the utilization of renewable energy so that its portion reaches at least 34% of all power plants, energy mix of power plants in 2030, and accelerating phasing out coal-fired power plants operational life. September 13, これスケジュールですね。Presidential Regulation Number 112, 2022 on the acceleration of renewable energy development for the provision of electricity. で、実際にまた September 13, Presidential Instruction Number 7, 2022 about the use of battery electric vehicle for the government's official vehicle. September 23, Enhance NDC Indonesia. The key politics in 2022, various dynamics added colors to the Indonesian energy policy sector throughout 2022. The Indonesian government is under the security of the world's eyes, considering its role as a leader of the G20 countries that carry the energy transition as a priority issue. Several policies or key partnerships to accelerate the energy transition in Indonesia are listed below. The achievement of the national renewable energy mix target of 23% in 2025 will also be contributed by everyone province in Indonesia. Out of 38 provinces in Indonesia, 27 have finished their regional energy general plan. Rencana Umum Energi Daerah is fourth quarter of 2022. The Institute for Essential Service Reform (ISR) provides assistance to several provinces such as Central Java and Jambi to achieve their renewable energy mix target. Since 2019, ISR has been working with Central Java Province in realizing Central Java Solar Province, Jawa Tengah Province, Surya. With this cooperation, Central Java has increased its solar energy utilization from 0.1 megawatt in 2019 to 22 megawatt in 2022. This success motivates Central Java to expand its cooperate with ISR, not only in the scope of Central Java's Energies and Mineral Resources offices, but also with the Province Environment and Forestry Office, Industry and Trade Office, and province-owned enterprise, PT Jatun Petro Energy. Meanwhile, ISR cooperation with Jambi province has been established since March 2021. It is aimed to support Jambi to achieve a 24% renewable energy mix target by 2025, which only reached 15% in 2022. Some activities that are currently being carried out and will be carried out by ISR include calculating the technical potential of rooftop solar PV PLT startup in government buildings, preparing technical guidelines for the BOENDA program, integrated assistance for household kitchens and lighting, preparing a roadmap for energy fulfillment that prioritizes renewable energy, and conducting outreach and communication to society and all other sectors for climate action and contribution to the energy transition. In addition to encouraging provinces in Indonesia to achieve their renewable energy mix target, ISR is also working with coal-producing regions, which will be greatly affected in the energy transition process. Since 2021, ISR has been conducting intensive discussions and approaches to Pasar District East Kalimantan Dam. In 2022, ISR explored the opportunity to work with the provincial government of South Sumatra to encourage economic transformation and energy transition in coal-producing regions, providing assistance in several provinces to increase the utilization of renewable energy and economic diversification for coal-producing regions. Indonesia Solar Summit 2022 produces a commitment of 2.3 gigawatt of rooftop solar PV project in 2023. The Indonesia Solar Summit 2022 event has produced a commitment of 2.3 gigawatt of solar PV in 2023 from 31 enterprises. followed by the signing of an agreement between PT Utomo Jurangan, Atap Surya Indonesia, and Sanglo Power Supply Co. Ltd. to provide long-term supply of 300 megawatt inverter and energy storage systems, and between PT Utomo Juragan, Atap Surya Indonesia, Utama Sora Uve, and PT Wijaya Karya and Tbk for joint development and Sanglowika floating PRTS manufacturing systems in Indonesia. ISS 2022 is a series of multi-stakeholder events aiming to mobilize Indonesia's solar energy investment potential and accelerating the utilization of solar PV to achieve the targets of the National Energy Policy. Kebijakan Energi Nasional and National Energy General Plan Rencana Umum Energi Nasional (AESS 2022) reached and engaged ministries and agencies, subnational governments, business, financial institutions, associations, solar energy developers, and the general public. The event was hosted by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources and the Institute for Essential Service Reform. ISS 2022 also became a highlight with a series of events consisting of 4 tracks, namely subnational government, finance, commercial and industry, and independent power producers (IPPs), representing Arifin Khalif, the Energy and Mineral Resources Minister, to open the ISS 2022 event in Ego Sihal, Secretary General of the Ministry of Egypt and Mineral Resources, Ego, stated that Indonesia is committed to achieve net zero emission by 2060 or sooner. Thus, an appropriate strategy is needed to accelerate the achievement of renewable energy. One of the strategies is to prioritize the development of solar energy. Indonesia's commitment to achieve NZE was marked by the health of Indonesia's energy transition roadmap. Solar energy will play an important role in the country's electricity supply with more than 60%, 361 gigawatt out of 587 gigawatt of the new renewable energy power plants EBT capacity to come from solar in 2060. To encourage this, said Ego, the government has 3 major solar energy utilization programs, namely rooftop solar PV, PLPS ATAP, large-scale ground-mounted solar PV, and floating solar PV. The birth of the commitment of 2.3 gigawatt in 2022 and 2023, and plans to build solar PV supporting module factories in Indonesia. Ego Access will provide a breath of fresh air for solar energy investment. Support from local manufacturers is also required to meet the local current requirement level. Tingkat component dalam negeri and provide a great benefit, especially in terms of creating job opportunities. On the other hand, there are some aspects such as easy access to low-cost financing incentives and other financing facilities which are very important to provide financial feasibility and increase investment in renewable energy, affirmed Ego. The coordinating minister for electric affairs, Erlanger Hartarato, said that solar PV can be a mainstay as an effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, while at the same time driving green economy. Therefore, Erlanger stated support, commitment, and collaboration from stakeholders are needed, including regulations from the central government, subnational governments, financial institutions, developers, and industry players. I expect all stakeholders to accelerate the utilization of solar energy in the form of rooftop solar PV, especially in Java Island, floating solar PV on former mining sites, as well as hydro and hybrid solar PV to encourage the growth of supply chain in the country, both in the upstream and downstream investment, said Erlanger. The Indonesia Solar Summit 2022 even summarized several solar PV project plans until 2023 of 2,300 megawatt, which include rooftop solar PV, the largest percentage, ground-mounted solar PV, and float solar PV. To mobilize the investment potential according to IESR, an attractive and supporting ecosystem is required. Fabi Tumiwa, executive director of IESR, said that to achieve the target of renewable energy of 23% in 2025, according to Presidential Institution number 22, 2017, apart from the 10.9 gigawatt of the rooftop target, an addition of around 4 gigawatt of renewable energy power plant capacity outside of PLN is needed. This addition can be contributed by solar PV, even rooftop solar PV, or the use of solar PV in non-PLN business areas. The declaration of a 2.3 gigawatt of solar PV project is ISS 2022 shows a great potential of solar power in Indonesia. Indonesia can be a solar powerhouse in South Asia with a 3 to 4 gigawatt of annual growth potential. This presents opportunities for the flow of green investments, the development of integrated solar PV industries from upstream to downstream, the absorption of the workforce, and driving post-COVID-19 economic recovery. President Jokowi needs to see this potential and lead the solar energy revolution for the energy transition in Indonesia, from Papi Tumiwa. Indonesia Solar Summit 2022 was held on April 19 to 2022. Presenting key speakers such as the Coordinating Minister of Economic Affairs, Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, represented by the Secretary General of Ministry, Deputy Minister of State-Owned Enterprise, Director General of New Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation, Deputy for Investment Planning of Ministry of Investment, representative of the Ministry of Finance, CEOs of national and multinational companies, and 15 speakers of the workshop on Summit Day 2, with support from Bloomberg, Philippines, Matahari Power, Utomo Solar Group, Bloomberg NEF, International Solar Alliance Associates, Energy, Surya Indonesia, and Clean, Affordable, and Secure Energy in Southeast Asia. Project ISS 2022 was attended by 1,000 participants both online and offline. The event was also covered in 195 news in the mass media, establishing a cooperation with ISA for the development and for the solar industry. The Institute for Essential Service Reform, ISR, and the International Solar Alliance, ISA, have signed an agreement to accelerate the utilization of solar energy in Indonesia on Tuesday during the Shine Bright Advancing G20 Solar Leadership event. ISA is an experienced international organization with members from various countries and has carried out various innovations and facilitation to support the development of solar energy worldwide. The scope of the cooperation includes the mapping of the domestic solar energy industry, capacity building, and identification of financing schemes. Dr. Ajay, Master Director General of the International Solar Alliance, explained that solar power is a potential source of energy to develop given the increasingly cost-comprehensive technology it offers. The International Solar Alliance, ISA, is proud to partner with the Institution for Essential Service Reform, ISR, to make solar power the world's preferred energy source. Solar energy is an abundant, clear energy source, and because its cost is falling rapidly, is also critical to driving international climate action, explained Matthew. Presidential Regulation Number 112, 2022, has been issued. The renewable energy project bidding procedure needs to be clarified. The government of Indonesia needs to clearly show its alignment with the development of renewable energy through clear politics or regulation. Since late 2019, the Institute for Essential Service Reform, ISR, has monitored the progress of the government's work on the presidential regulation about renewable energy tariffs and its being developed. So ISL studies, especially the Indonesian Energy Transition Outlook 2021 and 2022, ISL presented its view and provide recommendation for the presidential regulation to include renewable energy pricing based on feed-in tariff feed that can be used for small-scale solar power 5 megawatt under the 5 megawatt to increase its bankability. Renewable energy pricing based on the highest benchmark price competitive bidding intended for large-scale renewable energy project more than 5 megawatts, such as geothermal projects that require high exploration costs by considering the location factor to encourage the development of renewable energy in undeveloped and remote areas. However, when Presidential Regulation number 112/2022 on the acceleration of renewable energy deployment for the provision of electricity was released in September 2022, provisions on FIT were not included. The regulation only introduced the highest price benchmark mechanism that should be able to attract investors to renewable energy projects. Moreover, the auction process that will be held by PLN needs to be considered. According to a survey conducted by IESR in IETO 2023, renewable energy developers need three main financial supports, namely FIT, fiscal incentive, and soft loans. In addition, renewable energy developers think that a scheduled auction process and faster granting of permits for renewable energy projects will have a positive impact on future renewable energy investment. There is a stark contrast between ambition and the realization for renewable energy development. This condition was evident in the government's decision to abolish the feed-in tariff in Presidential Regulation number 112/2022. On the other hand, the government still maintains coal subsidies in the form of domestic market obligation prices. For an effective energy transition, the government must have unified position and set targets, said Fabi Tumina, Executive Director of IESR. In addition to renewable energy tariff, Presidential Regulation number 112/2022 also requires the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources to develop a roadmap for the early retirement of CFPPs as a part of energy transition efforts in the power sector. Synergy between ministries is also part of the point set out in the development of this roadmap. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources must coordinate with the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of State-owned Enterprise to formulate the roadmap. IESR supports electric two-wheelers and public transportation incentives. The Indonesian government plans to provide electric vehicle subsidies with an incentive value of IDR 18 million for electric cars, IDR 7 million for new electric motorcycle, and IDR 7 million for convertible motorcycle to build an electric vehicle ecosystem and reduce emissions. The electric vehicle incentive aims to stimulate the purchasing power of the Indonesian people towards environmentally friendly electrified vehicles, as well as to achieve Indonesia's target of implementing the energy transition towards net zero emission in 2060. The government targets electricity vehicles to be used as a means of public transportation by 2025 and will increase in 2030. In early January 2023, Susi Wijoro Moegiaro, Secretary of the Coordinating Ministry for Economic Affairs, explained that the government was working on technical process for the allocation of incentives, including plans to limit the price of vehicles eligible for incentives. The Institute for Essential Service and Reform suggests that electric vehicle incentives should be focused on purchasing two-wheeler electric vehicles, を二輪に集中すべきだと信じる。 converting two-wheeler vehicle into two-wheeler electric vehicle and electrifying public transportation. To encourage the effectiveness of electric vehicle incentives, IESR held an Energy Corner event with the theme of Jumbo Incentive for Electric Vehicle on Wednesday, 21/12/2022. At this occasion, Fabi Tsumina, Executive Director of IESR, explained there are several reasons why giving electric car incentives at this time is not appropriate. Pointing out there is a limited fiscal capacity and the needs for the large budget for other activities in order to support a just energy transition. Based on these considerations, Fabi said the government should focus more on providing incentives for the purchase of electric two-wheelers to increase demand for electric vehicles and achieve the target of 13 million electric motorcycles by 2030. On the other hand, IESR encourages the government to provide incentives for the procurement of electricity-based buses and small urban transportation that will enable low-emission public transportation. Pavi Adam Jr. researched on power system and distributed energy resources of ISR suggested that Indonesia should be able to learn from Indonesia's experience, which gives electric vehicle incentives through the faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicle fame scheme. In the scheme, incentives for buses are bigger than incentives for private cars. According to Paris, there are three frameworks in urban mobility, i.e., avoid, shift, and improve. With these frameworks, the government can plan the development of the transit-oriented city, a city that is friendly to pedestrian and public transportation, and use electricity-based public transportation. From the existing experience, even using only the avoid and shift framework can reduce emissions by 40 to 60%. Moreover, ISR will also support the government if the distribution of incentives is carried out for the conversion from conventional motorbikes to electric motorbikes. The conversion especially needs to be done on vehicle aged 6 to 7 years with a good condition of the vehicle main body. So we only need to replace the engine and install the battery. Assuming that the converted vehicles are more than 10 years old, there will be approximately 6 million motorcycles per year ready to be converted. According to an AESL survey, the cheapest cost for the conversion to a while electric vehicle is ideal 10 million, and the most expensive is ideal 30 million, with an average range of ideal 15 to 23 million. The IESL survey also showed that Indonesian people willingness to pay to convert conventional vehicle into electric vehicle is in the range of ideal 5 to 8 million per unit. Therefore, the government should consider additional schemes to make electric motorbike conventions cheaper. Solar Hub interest in the use of the rooftop solar PV is increasing across various group of people in Indonesia. Fortunately, there is no unified data on technology, installation requirements, and alternatives for rooftop solar PV service provider companies. Looking at this background, ISL took the initiative to provide integrated data where prospective rooftop solar PV users can search for various information and even alternative developers that can be considered. SolarHub.id is currently in the process of becoming a rooftop solar PV marketplace where users can immediately see and compare prices and then proceed the transaction. Throughout 2022, SolarHub.id has been visited by 11,625 visitors, or an average of 968 users per month. In addition, in the realm of social media, the total reach of Sora Hub IDs, Facebook and Instagram in 2022 amounted to 28,358。これすごいですね。ソーラーハブっていうところのサイトについては、11,625ビジターズと28,358のトータルリーチオブサブ、Facebook あと Instagram のところがある。The Bali issued an exact loan, Bali rooftop solar PV to accelerate Bali NZE 2045. Sustainable tourism is one of the trend and demand of customers today. Climate change is escalating and its effort and real forcing all layers of society to play a role in overcoming it. The tourism industry inseparable from this initiative as tourism center. Bali province is starting to move towards a low carbon tourism industry. As one of the efforts to encourage the use of renewable as an energy source in Bali, the governor of Bali issued circular number 5, 2022 on the use of rooftop solar PV for central government and regional governments building on at least 20% of the building area. Similarly, the commercial, industrial, social, and household building with a floor area of 500 square meters are advised to install rooftop solar PV on 20% of this roof area. Prior to issuing this circular on the use of rooftop solar PV, the governor of Bali had issued Bali Governor Regulation number 48 for 2019 on the use of battery-based electric vehicle to make the decarbonization ecosystem more complete in support of Bali Net Zero Emission 2045. Bali various initiatives to use low carbon technologies are efforts to achieve a more sustainable tourism. In 2019, the Bali provincial governments also issued regional regulation number 45, 2019 on Bali clean energy in the spirit of using renewable energy to power Bali Island and in independent and environmental friendly manners. Since 2019, the Institute for Essential Service Reform has been actively involved in various initiatives and efforts to support Bali in achieving the goal of becoming energy independent by using clean energy in 2019. IESL took part in drafting Regional Regulation number 45, 2019 on Bali clean energy. Considering the available energy potentials, one of which is solar energy, IESL conducted a market potential study on rooftop solar PV in Bali to understand the potential for widespread use of solar PV in Bali. This solar PV market potential study is followed by a grid study with the Center of Excellence Core or Udaya University in 2022 to see the effect of large-scale penetration of rooftop solar PV on the network. Bali can become energy independent by utilizing solar energy. The technical potential of solar PV in Bali can reach 3,200 to 10,900 megawatts, enough to meet Bali's energy needs, which range around 1 gigawatt in total, said Fabi Tumina, executive director of IESR. Bali has a target of achieving net zero emission or emission-free status in 2025, faster than the national target of 2060 or sooner. IESR works with several other institutions in helping Bali to realize these goals through various studies and assistance to the subnational government and other strategic groups. Central Java Solar Province actively promoting the energy transition. The Central Java Province government continues to intensify the energy transition process toward low carbon energy. Central Java is the first province to ratify the Regional Energy General Plan Rencana Energy Daerah by including the development of solar energy as a part of the provincial government strategic plan. In collaboration with the Central Java Province government, the Institute for Essential Service Reform ISR conducted various studies, provided recommendation, and held discussion in the context of renewable energy implementation, especially in building an ecosystem that supports development of solar PV, building the capacity of renewable development. To overcome the limited information and literacy of various sectors in several Java in the use of solar energy, ISO works with the Energy and Mineral Resources Office of Central Java Province to hold the Central Java Solar Series. Three solar series have been held throughout 2022 in the scope of subnational government at the province and district city level, the health facility sector, as well as the tourism, business, and commercial sectors. The solar series featured several speakers related to the target sectors, rooftop solar PV users, as well as the United Nations Development Program and the Environmental Fund Management Agency, Badan Bangalore Dana, Lingkugan Hidu, which have cashback financing programs for rooftop solar PV. Rooftop solar is one of the government strategies in achieving renewable mix target and reducing emissions. The target of 3.6 gigawatt of rooftop solar PV is expected to be one of the driving forces for various sectors to use rooftop solar PV. On the other hand, improving the authority of subnational governments in the development of renewable energy have been on the agenda of the Ministry of Home Affairs. Furthermore, the implementation of renewable energy has been supported by the Ministry of Health with the Green hospital program, one of which encourages the implementation of renewable energy. Rooftop solar PV is also a strategic move to encourage business continuity in the tourism, business, and commercial sectors. Sustainable products, service, and tourism have become a demand from customers. However, PLN decision to limit the capacity of rooftop solar PV is considered a challenge because it makes the investment less attractive. まあ、less attractive ですね。Promoting the energy transition, ISR collaboration with the Central Java Province government in the Central Java Solar Province initiative has officially come to an end in early 2022. For more than 2 years of work together, ISR and the province government of several Java has increasing the capacity of Central Java stakeholders. ISR and the OPD of the Central Java Province government held a stakeholder gathering on December 8, 2022, in order to provide an exposition to the public on the scope of cooperation and track the progress of cooperation that has been carried out for approximately 6 months. The vice governor of Central Java, Taj Yashin Moen, at the opening of the Central Java stakeholder gathering, explained the importance of the energy transition to reduce CO2 emissions, which cause climate disasters. Hence, a green economy needs to be developed as one of the energy transition efforts that prioritizes sustainable natural resources management and develops environmentally friendly production processes. The activity was followed by the presentation from each OPD head regarding activities that had been carried out within the scope of cooperation with IESR. The Energy and Mineral Resources Office is currently focusing on reviewing the Central Java route and preparing for the implementation of an energy compassion program. The Industry and Trade Office continue to map energy consumption in several Java's industrial sector and seek opportunity to develop solar PV value chain. The Environment and Forestry Office is working on mapping garbage and waste in the context of mitigation measures and identifying the potential for conversion to energy, whereas PTJPN has built a partnership with several parties for the development of the green portfolio. At the same occasion, there was also a public dialogue entitled Energy Transition for Low Carbon Regional Development, presenting several key stakeholders in the energy transition in Central Java, namely Ahmed Hussein, Buyumas District Head Jodo Joko Siswanto, Secretary General of the National Energy Council, David Rubianto, Head of the Sub-Department of Energy and Mineral Resources Directorate of Synchronization of Regional Government Affairs, IT Directorate General of Bina Bangita, Ministry of Home Affairs, M. Fidas Mutakin, Deputy Head of the Bank Indonesia, Representative for Central Java Province, and Ignatius Iswato Santos, General Manager Engineering PT di Jarum Oasis Kurtek Factory. In the dialogue, the key speaker underlined the need to carry out the energy transition in mutual cooperation with the community, coupled with the support from subnational governments by issuing regional regulations, which can become the basis for investors in developing renewable energy in the regions. Implementing green financing from financial institutions and implementing sustainable practices in the industrial and commercial sector. In order to ensure the continuity of the activities that have been prepared, capacity building activities were also carried out for all OPDs that collaborate with IESR and the Energy and Mineral Resources Office, the Industry and Trade Office, the Environment and Forestry Office, and PTJPN. The capacity building team includes the basic of rooftop solar PV, calculation of emission mitigation, and implementation of decarbonization of the industrial sector. Through various collaborations between ISR and the Central Java provincial government, rooftop solar PV installations in various sectors have also increased until December 2022. Residential and business があったり、これ、list of rooftop solar PV installation in Central Java of 2022ってところで、まあやっぱりインダストリーが多かったり、まあこのレジデンシャルっていうのも結構多かったりするってことで、結構この住宅っていうのは意外に場所によって力を入れているってところがわかるかなと。っていうところで、まあ実際にかなりいろいろ出てくるので、この太陽光っていうのがまだまだ規制が厳しいんですけど、実際には今後いろいろ、まあ可能性があるんじゃないかというところを結構、書いてますというところになります。以上です。